I'll tell you one of the most delightful things about having an office in in Canada is we have many more employees there who will stay longer. For some reason, people in Canada, I think maybe because maybe you don't get to work for a venture capital firm and live in Canada, there might not be that many there. So if you get to work for us as a venture capital firm, well, you'll stay with us longer because there aren't a lot of options. So the loyalty goes up. Also, they have their healthcare already taken care of. So when we hire somebody there, and you have the dollar, I think does pretty well going to Canada. It might do worse in other countries. So you do have this like pluses and minuses in each region. I think it all nets out basically the same. The biggest win, of course, is being able to fill a position with a qualified person faster. That's the big win I see across my portfolios. Oh my God, we need a product manager in Los Angeles who's willing to go to the office in downtown LA. And it's like, okay, so that's 1/1000th of the product managers in the world. Now we open it up to anywhere, and it's like, okay, now we have 999 more candidates that we're going to compete against. We don't have to compete against, and if their cost basis is lower too. I don't know if you're seeing this, but I think payroll was going to the moon in the Bay Area, and then all of a sudden it levels out, and in some cases has trended down on average, which means you can not only hire faster, keep people longer, but maybe your costs went down 30% on average.
We definitely see that. And there's a lot of discussion around, I don't really agree with this, but people talking, existing companies lowering people's salaries who move.
Yeah, Facebook said they would do that.
Yeah.
Facebook is doing it. And I think Google's doing it too.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that because I feel like if they were providing that service and they were doing a good job and all this kind of stuff, and you're kind of opening yourself up for poaching and things like that. But what we do see is companies starting salaries for new people that hire at lower dollar amounts in other states. And it's going to kind of, over time, raises and things like that will balance things out. But you're right about the speed. And also like in Canada, especially the engineering talent is phenomenal. And there's tax credits there.
Yeah, people don't know about that. Yeah, you can get 100% tax credit for somebody who's doing R&D or 50%. Australia has that. Some European Union countries, I think, have it. So that's just another added benefit.
Yeah.
On the salary thing, I understand both sides of it. I think it's a really horrible thing to have to execute. But here is the counter argument. I'm curious your thoughts on it. You and I started in Austin, Texas. We were engineers at $125K. You said, the mothership wants me to come work in the Valley. They know it's going to cost me, $50K more or $30K more in rent. They gave me a $30K bonus. So now I'm making, $30K more than you. And then I decided to go back to Austin after the pandemic. And now we're sitting next to each other and I get the $30K bonus and I get to keep it.
Yeah, you're definitely right. That is a problem. It's just so tough because the hiring environment is so hot right now that there's the classic, like taking something away from someone always leaves, it creates some anxiety.
I think freezing is the way to do it.
Yeah,
I think that's would be my thought is, hey, listen, we're paying people in Canada this, we're paying people in Austin this. You know what? That's all over. Anybody who got paid a higher amount is going to be frozen for the next 3 years. Sorry, I know that's difficult. Anybody else is going to get a little bit extra, and we're going to just try to make it fair across the board.
That's actually exactly what I recommend. That's what I would do.
Oh, is it? Yeah, is that the best practice now?
Yeah,
It seems commonsensical. But it's hard to execute. There's bad feelings on both sides, all three sides of the table. The person underpaid, the person overpaid, and the company having to make this hard decision. Yeah.
Also reminding people sometimes that they get to live in a lower cost, like all the other non-monetary perks of living in Wyoming or Montana.
But they know it too. Like they made that decision. So when I noticed when I had that discussion with folks, even at our company, like, hey, we're not coming back to the office. And everybody was paid this, fees as if we were in the office and people were paid differently. I think they get that. They're like, I'm able to afford a house. I'm able to afford my rent costs went down by half. And I'm happy for people to arbitrage it. I don't need to do that arbitrage. Zuckerberg doesn't need to do that arbitrage, but I think he's probably, he's Zuckerberg. I'm going to leave it
exactly.
Some people can't let it go. Some people can't. I am letting it go.